Hello and welcome back to the Newsmakers Talk Show. My name is Arsh and today we have a very, very special guest with us, Mr. Arun Khanna. Ladies and gentlemen, if I had one word to describe Mr. Khanna in, it would be tireless. This man over the last half century has worked tirelessly in the pharmaceutical industry, if not more. He's worked over 20 years at Ranbaxy, another 20 years at Emcure Pharmaceuticals. He has groomed leaders in the pharmaceutical industry. He has had the privilege to work with global and state heads. He's also brought immense help to the social acceptance of HIV and AIDS here in India and also in major parts of Africa. Sir, a thank you is not a big enough thing to say. And obviously this introduction only scratches the surface of the kind of work that you've done for the country and for the world. I would like to know where it all started. You know, what was it like being a child? And what are the things that helped you build up this mentality of being able to run thousands of employees while able to maintain a healthy work-life balance for yourself? Tell us where it all started, please.
Thank you, Harsh, for inviting me for this interview.
Yeah.
I was born and brought up in a place known as Jabalpur in Madhya Pradesh, in a middle-class family.
Yeah.
With 10 siblings. The family of 10 siblings.
10 siblings.
Yes, 5 brothers, 5 sisters.
Amazing.
And my father was working for State Bank.
Yeah.
He started his career with Imperial Bank, which changed later on to State Bank. And his posting was usually taking place in different parts of Madhya Pradesh. My mother groomed all the siblings.
Wow.
And she was a true institute. All 5 sisters are postgraduate.
Wow.
You can understand in 50s and 60s to
That's
get
amazing.
that kind of
Rare,
qualification.
very rare, yeah.
My 2 brothers are engineers, including one is doctorate in engineering, one is geophysicist, other is MD medicine doctor. And
So all doctors and engineers and
I'm graduate.
You've not gone the same route, yeah.
Yeah, I graduate. I did graduation.
Yeah.
But yes, Harsh, I got doctorate in year 16.
Oh, you did?
Doctorate of philosophy.
Wow.
So now compensated.
The whole family is now
The whole
completed.
family is completed
Wonderful.
with that kind of
Wonderful.
education. And why I call my mother institute? Why she gave us food in time. She gave us tiffin while going to school or college in time to all siblings. In the evening when you used to come back, she used to give us again.
Yeah.
What is
10
to be
siblings. Wow.
Yes, what is to be given for eating, and she used to insist we should go and play. Then again, dinner in time, and forcing us all to study as well.
Yeah.
And she took that responsibility. So that time I never realized and simply understood mother is very strict.
Yeah.
She controls us. But when I grew, I started analyzing what happened in our life, why we are so disciplined, why we are so particular about time, and whatever we commit, we have to fulfill.
Yeah.
Realize, you see, the mother gave everything on time, absolutely on time. That is time management. I learned from her.
Wow.
And she never told us any time that there is shortage of anything in the house.
Amazing.
Whether it's food or soap, to anything, utility item. That means her inventory management.
Yeah.
So the supply chain
Wow.
and timing I learned from
What a
my
way to
mother.
look at it. What a way
So
to look at
this
it.
is
Amazing. And viewers, you have to understand that, look, I understand a lot of families now are nuclear families, right? So you expect this to happen quite often. But this is back in the late 60s, 70s, right? With 10 siblings, which is just such an amazing thing to have and to learn. It's a fantastic thing to share. Thank you very much for that.
Oh, yes. It was wonderful to spend time with my so many brothers and sisters together. And I was youngest, so I enjoyed the my life. So,
Always do.
yes.
Alright, great. So we know where the family culture has come from. Before we jump into your career, I would like to show the ladies and gentlemen something very interesting that I found in Khanna sir's house. Most of you would have a 1 or 2 pager CV. This is Mr. Arun Khanna's CV, which is about 186 pages long. I do apologize if we are not able to cover his entire work journey in this. We will do our best. I would love to know where we started the career from. What was the first job? Where did that go from? And how did I understand you weren't always in the farm industry? So,
In fact, my father was working for State Bank.
yeah.
He wanted at least one of his siblings should work for State Bank.
Yeah. Government
And-
job, yeah.
That's how I asked and insisted rather I should join the State Bank of India. So I got job.
Quite a coveted job as well, yeah.
Yeah, I got job in State Bank of India, and I worked there for almost a year or so in Jabalpur in
Yeah.
Tularam Chowk branch.
Wow.
So State Bank was my first job. Now, if you ask me, however,
Yeah, so I was just wondering how did
ended
you
up
go
in
from
pharma industry.
the banking industry into the pharma
Oh.
industry was my next.
it's a very, very interesting story. There were only 2 branches in of State Bank in Jabalpur. So my branch was a very busy branch, and most of the government accounts were in my branch,
Okay.
including medical reps, pharma medical reps,
Right.
smart guys.
Yeah.
They used to come and deposit their checks or drafts in my bank.
Yeah.
So I used to spend some time with them. They used to sit
Yeah.
in front of me. So they always conveyed very high things and always narrated all good stories about their job.
As a
And-
sales rep.
Oh, as a medical rep, yes. And they always deposited a check of 1,000 rupees,
Wow.
1,200 rupees, 1,500 rupees at times.
Back in the 70s, yeah.
Yes, and they used to wear very smart dress,
Yeah.
come in car, scooter. So they were very impressive.
Yeah, of course.
And they always carried one message and gave one message to me.
What was that?
Yeah, Khanna, yaar, you are wasting your time here. तुम जो है अपना समय बर्बाद कर रहे हो. You are very smart. कहाँ बैठे हो बैंक में? चलो ना हमारे साथ enjoy करो. Work in pharma industry as a medical rep. Or here I used to work from morning 9 o'clock till 10 o'clock. And even Sunday I used to come back and work in the bank. So there.
So grass is greener on the other side.
Or it looked very, very lucrative. And so happened in the month of December, I wanted to go and see a match of between India and England.
Yeah.
In Delhi. उस समय बैंक का year end used to be in December.
Okay.
So I requested my branch
Yeah.
manager to give me leave. He said, नहीं, छुट्टी नहीं दे सकते. So I said, don't worry, I'll leave. And I was a trainee.
Yeah.
So there was no condition, no binding. I left the bank
Oh, really?
thinking I'll get a job. I'm a medical rep.
Yeah, because that's what you've been told.
So after returning back, seeing the match in Delhi,
Yeah.
I approached this pharmaceutical company.
Yeah,
a
this
medical
doesn't look
rep,
like it's going to end.
कि
well.
get me job
Yeah.
as a medical rep. So I was interviewed by 4 or 5 companies and they all started rejecting me for some reason or other. Or someone said, ki, you look very young. Someone said, you should go and take posting in Guwahati. Kisi ne bola, Chandigarh chale jao. I said, I want to in Jabalpur. My
Of course.
posting.
Huh.
So it's very difficult to get job. ये तो गड़बड़ हो गया.
एक तो हाँ,
But
घर का ना.
luckily I got job in Ranbaxy.
Wonderful.
So that was my very first pharma company. And very interesting happened. I got appointment letter from Ranbaxy. Or appointment letter mein, I got salary of 350 rupees.
350 rupees.
Where I was withdrawing 700 rupees.
That's over almost over a 50% drop.
50% plus drop. And the salary.
ये तो किसी ने बताया ही नहीं.
Then I went to these smart medical reps.
Yeah.
And said, bola, bhai, what is this? My salary is only 350 rupees. And you are drawing much more.
Yeah.
You're drawing 1500, 1100, koi 1200, koi. They started laughing and smiling. Bole, boss, naukri bech rahe the aapko hum.
Really?
And I go, what do you mean? He said, our salary is also 400, 350. The rest of the amount what comes in that payment, the draft you see, includes our travel allowance, daily allowance, hotel stay, food, and all miscellaneous. So we'll show you that draft. I said, fine. No option. So I continued 20 years. So that adversity.
Yeah, you spent 20 years at Ranbaxy.
Yes.
It's that same company.
Same company.
Wonderful.
So adversity, I said, let me convert into opportunity. And I spent full 20 years with Ranbaxy.
Amazing.
Yes.
Guys, this is going to be the core of our podcast today, which is Arun Khanna sir's philosophy of overcoming adversity, right? I feel like this is something that you've drawn a lot throughout your journey in life. And you have faced a lot of adversities. We will come to many, many things. Hopefully you guys stay until then. But it's going to be what I do love the idea that even though it was a problem, right? Even though you were now at 50% less salary than you never thought, yeah, I'll go back to SBI and I'll beg for my job back. You said, this is where I am. I'm going to make the best of my situation. And I think that's such a rare thing to have in as a mentality. And I think that's such a crux of becoming successful. It's so great to hear it directly from you. Wonderful. Great. So, fortunate, unfortunate, you were at a point where you were now at Ranbaxy. You lost your job at SBI. I'm assuming Ranbaxy gave you some sort of a training period. I've also read, there is a book lying around here also. Khanna sir has written a book. So, there are references from that I am aware of. I do understand there were certain adversities that you came across in the training as well, which were quite surprising. I've never seen anything like it. If you could walk us through that would be a great start, I think.
I went to Delhi for training.
Yeah.
And on my training, mid of my training time, my brother was getting married in Bhopal.
Wow, okay.
Elder brother.
Yeah.
So I wanted to attend my brother's wedding.
Of course.
I requested my general manager at that time, Mr. Sani. Sir, I want to attend my brother's wedding.
Yeah.
So please permit me to go and attend.
Yeah.
He said, beta, typical fatherly figure, beta, tu apni priority decide kar le. You want to be trained here, groom your career, or you want to attend brother's wedding. You decide.
These were your two options.
Now, I had no other option except to go to my father. मैंने अपने फादर को फोन किया, ट्रंक कॉल किया, ट्रंक कॉल. I said, Dad, just send a card, brother's wedding card or letter.
Yeah.
That time there was no courier. Right. I said, please send it by some railway express service so I can request them to
give me a leave. Yeah.
Give me leave to attend brother's wedding. My father asked me two questions. Said, who was first president of India? I said, what's the relevance? I'm asking for brother's wedding chutti and you're asking me president's name. I said, Rajendra Prasad.
Yeah.
He said, tell me his brother's name.
No,
I said, Dad, I don't know. Bole, acha, tell me. You know Churchill? And he got a great leader. Who would not know Churchill? Winston Churchill. Tell me his brother's name. I said, Dad, I don't know. Bole, beta, क्यों नहीं जानते उन्हें? I said, they have not done anything great.
Yeah.
Not achieved anything. तो बोले, बेटा तेरा भी वही हाल होगा. What you will achieve in life by attending this wedding of your brother? You have another 3 more weddings to come in the family. You got to attend those weddings. Why you want to attend brother's wedding? So I could not attend my brother's wedding.
That's such a tough pill to swallow.
My goodness. Then in same evening, I started thinking why my father has told me not to attend. Then I started relating to my own family story. My sister was getting married in Gwalior, and father was in State Bank, Bhopal.
Yeah.
Due to some day book balance on that day, small amount, My father could not attend my sister's wedding.
Really?
And he asked my uncle to do Kanyadan. So then I said, my father is not just asking me
Yeah.
or
He's
suggesting
proved
me
it, yeah.
something not to do or not to attend, but he already set an example.
Unbelievable.
So you have seen my mother. I have spoken to you about my mother as an institute, and father also
Unbelievable.
told me or gave a message to me that the institute where you work is more important. That's a family, also a family.
Wow.
So
you've been, that was instilled inside you. That
yes. So I was lucky to be born in a family.
I'm sure you
with
didn't see it
parents
that
like
way back then,
Yes.
but you do now.
Yes.
To even have, because it's your sister, right? It's your brother, and it's his daughter's wedding that he met, and you're missing your brother's wedding, and to say that and to believe it and to actually do it, I think is such a impressive feat of self-control and self-awareness to have, that no, if I've decided to do something, I will stick to it no matter what. And I think that's such a lacking thing in the environment today that we've all grown up in. So such a refreshing taste to have to see sort of that giving up, that making that sacrifice for the greater good, which is unbelievable. I think that really reflects in your life as you've developed it now.
Yes.
Phenomenal. So that was your training.
Yes.
I'm sure after that training session was completed, you were then put to hit the ground running. How was that first couple of
Oh
days?
my. That's another interesting story.
Yeah.
My day one of working was very, very interesting. My very aggressive boss,
Yeah.
very aggressive and very hardworking boss in Jabalpur, he suggested, and he made a plan rather,
Yeah.
let's go and work in Rewa, which is around 200 kilometers from Jabalpur.
Okay.
So we left Jabalpur by 11 o'clock in the night by a bus.
Yeah.
Reached there at 6 o'clock, Rewa in the morning.
Yeah.
Checked in a hotel Highways. I remember the name.
Yeah, very surprising.
Owners were also Khanna. So I stayed there next to bus stand there and said, let's have quick breakfast.
Yeah.
I said, quick breakfast means what? Well, we have to take shower, get ready, and have a quick breakfast we'll have here, and we'll start meeting doctors.
Yeah. No rest.
No rest. So I still remember,
Yeah.
and very clearly I remember,
Yeah.
at 7:30 we met Dr. N.C. Chaurasia
Wow.
in Rewa on my day one of working. And we continued to work till night. At 12 o'clock, we made the last call.
You've now done 24 hours.
Yeah, at 12 o'clock, last call of Dr. S.K. Nigam. And there was no restaurant there available where to go and have food. So doctor was very generous and was very friendly with my boss.
Yeah.
Said, come to my place for dinner.
Right.
But he had more patient to see.
Hmm.
He continued to see his patient till 3:30 in the morning. And we left for his place. Another 10 minutes took to reach his place, and then he went and had shower. He woke up his wife at 5 o'clock in the morning.
morning?
To make food for us.
He was taking patients till 3:30 in the
30,
morning.
yes.
Unbelievable.
So we had dinner, at 6 o'clock in the morning.
Breakfast, basically.
6 o'clock in the morning, and then came back to hotel at almost 6:30 or 7.
Yeah.
It never ended there. My boss suggested, let's go and work in Satna.
Take a quick shower and get out.
Yeah, really, let's go and work in Satna. And we'll work there.
Yeah.
So we took 9 o'clock bus and reached Satna at 10 o'clock. And we worked again there till evening.
No rest. Till
No
now.
rest. We didn't check in the hotel also. We kept our bag in one of our chemist place. And then we started working until evening, and 8:30 we finished our last doctor call.
That's 48
And
hours, yeah.
He suggested, "Kya karna kahin aa rahe ke? Chalo, let's go to Jabalpur. There's a train coming at 9 o'clock. Let's catch that train and go to Jabalpur."
Oh.
So we left for Jabalpur. At 1:30 when we were departing from railway station. He said, why didn't you go and work tomorrow at one more place? उन्होंने कहा, किधर boss? बोले, go and work in Gotegaon. Gotegaon is 50 kilometers from Jabalpur. I said, I don't know, how will I go? Boले, no, your colleagues.
Yeah.
Mr. Kohli will take you. Senior colleague, he will take you there to that place. So morning, again, Mr. Kohli came to my place at 8 o'clock. And that day, there was some problem with the trains were not functioning on the day. No train was available. So we went on a scooter.
This is still no rest.
No rest. This was the third day.
Third day, no rest, right.
Or scooter pe we went.
50 kilometers.
We were going to 50 kilometers.
Yeah.
We were to go to 50 kilometers. Raste mein, there was a river.
Okay.
And there's no bridge on that. There's no bridge on that. So, Mr. Kohli got a boatman.
Yeah.
And we put our scooter on that boat, crossed that side. Or, very interesting happened. That boatman got a cow. बोले मेरे को इस cow को भी उस side ले जाना.
So in a boat there is a cow, there is your scooter and two of you along with the boatman.
और मेरे को boat
with 0 days of rest in 3 days.
0 day of rest और मेरे को swimming भी नहीं आती थी. So we reached on the other side. We finished calls till 5 o'clock in the evening.
Yeah.
And it was the same.
Back with the cow, the boat, the man.
And we got the same man, boatman there with the same cow. So this time I requested this gentleman, please, मेरे को उस साइड बोट से ले जाना, cow मत लाना. So that was my end of my third day of working 3 days.
Unbelievable.
3 days with no rest. And that was my induction.
Unbelievable. I can't, there is no, how do you describe work ethic like that? How do you
see? I thought that's the way the word works. That's how you have to work. Because for me, job was very important.
Yeah.
And it was a pride factor inside, self-confidence it was building. Or pride के साथ self-ego भी होती था, चल करके देखेंगे.
करके देखता.
और young थे, enthusiasm था. And family में proof करना था because all were doctors and very highly graduate, super graduates. और मैं सिर्फ graduate.
And this
so
time you also left
myself.
your bank job.
I said, and let me prove.
Unbelievable.
So it was nothing but something. I said, let me challenge myself, let me defeat myself and work it out. So this was my end.
Would you do it again if you had the chance?
I continue to do many things like that, but not so crazy way. So, but I can't do it because my age, but still I work hard.
Yeah.
Still I work very hard.
That beats you, yeah.
Yes.
Amazing. I don't think anybody's had a first day of job as exciting as you have.
I wish no one should have induction like this.
So your first day was interesting. First 3 days were super, super interesting. You obviously spent 2 decades at Ranbaxy. Are there any more interesting stories that you'd like to walk us through?
There are many more.
Yeah.
But few very, very interesting stories are there. I was in an affair with my wife, of course, Rupa. So we got married unplanned way. And
he says unplanned way, but actually bhag ke shaadi ko unplanned way.
Okay, fine, bhag gaya. Shaadi kari. So my boss flew in as a surprise, on surprise visit from Mumbai.
Yeah.
That time it was known in Mumbai. And he said, मैं तो आ गया, मेरे को डॉक्टर मिलना चाहिए because I cannot go without seeing doctor. Correct. And that day was my wedding reception.
On the day of your wedding, he's asked?
Yes. So I said, चलो कोई बात नहीं. So I took him early in the morning to 7 doctors.
On the day of your wedding?
Yes. Wow. My reception day. So most of the doctors were invited for my reception.
Yeah.
So they asked, "Arey, tomorrow to the reception. How come you're here?"
Yeah.
I said, "My boss came to attend reception, and we both thought to invite you in person." तो बोल चलो आपको हम invite करते हैं. I couldn't tell him कि नहीं मेरे boss के साथ मुझे काम करना पड़ रहा है. So that adversity also I made convert into opportunity.
Massive opportunity, in fact.
But Ranbaxy was a great experience. I came to Bombay. I had the West Zone and launched very, very important products like Saffron, and Revital. And Revital, of course, one of the great successes of
everybody's heard of Revital, yeah.
And in spite of a senior position, I still remember the story we made for the product.
I would love to hear that.
It was very simple because vitamins were given only for some rejuvenating at that time. Nothing. It was not a very serious in those days. Today it's more serious. Serious in our therapy.
Yeah.
So we said, how do we approach? And it was very expensive at that time. Vitamins were sold for 25 paisa, 30 paisa, and this was 5 or 6 rupees a capsule.
Wow, okay.
So we made a story. Story was still, I remember.
Okay, go ahead. Yeah.
When limbs are fatigued, mind is weary. Vitamin and minerals alone cannot puck up the patient. There is a definite need to revitalize both mind and body. Doctor, I am here to introduce Revital. Revital revitalizes both mind and body. So this was the detailing at that time.
How long ago was this? 20 years?
Oh my goodness. It's almost 40 years back.
40 years and you remember it word for word,
I still remember it because I have done it because I've worked on the ground.
Yeah.
So that was Ranbaxy. When the last day of Ranbaxy, I worked on travel from Nagpur to Akola on a truck because that day there was no transport available. There was no train available because of some band in Mumbai. So I traveled. So
but you were at that senior position.
So that was Ranbaxy's story.
Unbelievable.
Great company where I worked for 20 years.
It really established you in the pharma
of course.
industry. Yes. Moving on from Ranbaxy, you spent another 2 decades at another major pharmaceutical company, which has now become extremely popular here in India and globally, Emcure Pharmaceuticals. That again is associated very closely with your name. Would love to know that story as well.
Before joining Emcure, I saw for Alkem.
Yeah.
For almost 2 years. And Taksim, the known product of the country, I was associated with that brand. Mr. B.N. Singh, Sampada Babu, they helped me a lot.
Yeah.
And gave me a general manager position, which gave me a much wider exposure. And it was very difficult to leave that company. I still remember I wrote 7 or 8 pages of resignation letter. And because it was very difficult to convince myself why I'm leaving that company.
An 8-page resignation
letter. Yes, and convince them.
Yeah.
So it took time, but I wrote 7 or 8 page resignation letter. I still have the copy of that.
Wow.
And why I left that company? Because one of the colleagues from Ranbaxy had joined Undivided Cattle at that time. Now they're Cattle as Zydus and their group. So he joined there. And I was given an opportunity to work in international division. And I had no exposure of international marketing or activities. So I opted for the job there.
Yeah.
And I worked for Cadila. And that also gave me a very good exposure of Africa. Because my territory defined was Africa.
Yeah, yeah.
And from there I joined Emcure.
Emcure, yeah.
Emcure I still remember the date I joined. It was 5th January 1995 as a director of operation on the board. I was the board member of Emcure from 1995 to 2015, all 20 years.
Amazing.
And from director of operation, my post was redesignated as chief operating officer. So I served there for 20 years. It was a wonderful journey of Emcure.
Emcure was defining for you as well.
Oh yes, it was very good because Satish Mehta, with whom I worked, is a wonderful person.
Yeah.
He's a wonderful person. He gave me full autonomy to run the company. We developed good products through, because Emcure always had a very good manufacturing base.
Yeah.
Emcure was manufacturing products for multinationals. The quality and technology was available with the company.
Yeah.
Marketing was not doing well. It was only 3 crore rupees at the time I joined. 3 or 4 crore rupees at the time I joined, which I built in India and abroad, all emerging markets.
Yeah, yeah.
Brazil to South Korea, to Russia, to Africa or Asian markets. Except for America, of course, that's area I never responsible for in Europe.
Yeah.
That was Satish Mehta directly was handling that. So worked there for 20 years. Worked in anemia management, women health. And also Satish helped me to develop through his R&D team many newer molecules, and especially my area of my passion to develop a work for HIV/AIDS. He developed through R&D HIV/AIDS medicine, also antiretroviral drugs.
And you were never because you're not a physicist or a chemist or anything like that, right? You're a sales guy. You've always been into sales, but you're so passionate about even the anti-social behavior that people have against HIV and AIDS, and you took that up quite closely and sort of as a project internationally as well.
Yes, it so happened once I was traveling from when I was in Kadila. I was traveling from Nairobi to Entebbe in Uganda. In my flight, there were few scientists, few researchers, and also psychologists. They were visiting Uganda to understand impact of HIV on the country, population, and the mentality of people. So I got privileged to go with one of them to meet doctor in Uganda. And there I saw the posters, very interesting posters on in doctor cabin. Don't raise finger on others if they are found AIDS positive. You could be one. Your family member also could suffer. So that was very, very penetrating, and that's very touched my heart. This area. So I met many HIV positive people in Malago Hospital and other places. And that's how I got associated
from
with
there.
The work of social acceptance of diseases.
From there, that really picked up with state heads in Africa as well.
Yeah, I met many state heads there, presidents. And of course, I got very friendly with His Excellency Kenneth Kaunda, first president of Zambia. And I met him in Lusaka. He came to have dinner with me in Hotel Taj Pamosi. I still remember he got a guitar with him. He says, "First I'll sing a song for you. Welcome, sir."
Really?
Yes. And then a basic reason for meeting him was to understand how he has dealt with this pandemic. When he was president of the country, his son died of HIV/AIDS.
Really?
And sitting on the chair, he made an announcement that I lost my son with this
disease,
AIDS problem. Then I invited him to India. He came to India. He traveled with me in other parts of Africa. And I became more closer to people who were positive. In fact, 20 years back, we formed one center in Pune, TAL.
TAL, which was again significant portion.
Yes,
of your
that's therapy. TAL full form is Therapy, Adherence, Advocacy and Literacy. With positive people, Manoj Pradeshi, and we worked together there. MCure helped me to establish that. Mr. Mehta fully supported me. And TAL would be completing 20 years on 23rd January in 26. So it's one of the very great center where people, they come and express their problems. And this also helped us to make people accept the disease, the AIDS disease, and also made them more confident to live and also sustain themselves. So it's a unique center and very great center. I'm very proud.
Admirable work that...
oh yes, that's
And for decades again,
2 decades plus.
And I really like the fact when we're talking about, the journey of life that you've been through. And obviously before this entire podcast, we did do our own research as well. And, you're not the kind of person to go ahead and tell more than you're doing, right? You've done so much, including, things about, obviously in the pharmaceutical industry, but also especially in things like this, which people don't really want to talk about, right? And you've put in your time and your effort, and you've obviously overcome extreme adversities. You've worked with great people like Anaconda, and it really is admirable work. And I think the audience accepts that as well. And it's an honor to be able to sit here and listen to the story directly. Right, Arun sir, obviously I've gone through your social media profiles, your LinkedIn, your Instagram, etc. Usually people of your stature have a lot of controversy around them. There's a lot of negativity surrounding success usually, just how human mentality is designed. I've also spoken with a lot of people regarding your profile, and for the first time, I've not seen anybody say anything negative, which is such a great thing to have to say about someone. So that's the first part of my question. The second part of my question is, while I was going through your LinkedIn profile, there was something called Professor of Practice, which was stated on your LinkedIn as well. Would love to know what that exactly means.
Yes, Harsh, basically, I always keep myself away from controversies because my way of living is totally and working is different, because I believe that I always felt that I should defeat my own self, compete with myself. I should be my own critic.
Yeah.
And I should improve my skill every day rather than criticizing someone else.
Right.
So with this, I'd never had any controversies with any team member, my superior, my bosses, my partner, my associates. Because whether they love me or not, I don't know. But the thing is, I never had controversies. Sounds
like it from what happened.
No, basically, yes. Basically, I had no controversies because I was self-critic.
Yeah.
So I always believed in defeating self. Regarding professor practice, yes, education is one area where, of course, I am associated with that for a very long time. I was on a board of Symbiosis Health Institute for some short period, then associated with the JSS Academy in Mysore, and for now more than 2.5 or 3 years. And they recommended my name to UGC in Delhi for appointment me as a professor of practice. So with that, I can now teach anywhere as a professor of practice with my life story, my success, my way of work, what I have learned. So that's
again such a rare thing to get. I don't think there are a lot of people that get that title.
Yes, and then also I had privilege of speaking Harvard Business School.
Wow. So before we jump into that, you've had experience into education. You've done a lot of work in the education sector as well. You were on the board for Symbiosis Health. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's what I told you.
Yeah,
right. For a very short period.
For a very short period of time, yeah.
And JSS also on their monitoring.
So Harvard is creme de la crux, best of the best.
I was invited there twice to speak on Africa strategy or Africa way of things happening in Africa. Very interesting happened there. I must tell you this. When I was invited for the first time, my daughter Pooja, who was in American Express in New York, she traveled with me to Harvard Institute.
Yeah.
And when she saw my name on the panel of a speaker, she came out, said, "Dad, you never told me that you're going to speak."
She thought you were just there to attend.
You're come here to attend the session for your learning. I can't sit here. I'm nervous. So, but luckily my session went very well.
I'm not surprised.
And many of listeners or audience, they came to have more word with me, and she wrote in my life story book also about this experience of her experience. So,
speaking at Harvard,
yes, and education in my family. In fact, both the kids also basically we see they're also very highly educated.
Yeah.
In fact, all credit goes to my wife, Rupa. She groomed both my kids. I was traveling all over the world, or also in India when I was working. My his wife Rupa, she sacrificed many things to groom both my kids. My daughter Pooja did first MBA from Symbiosis, second from Darden. She worked for American Express. She's a life coach. My son Kunal did first MBA from Symbiosis, second from London Business School. Worked for Citibank, GSK, MCure. Now he runs his own company, Vivaldis.
You fasted down generations, yeah?
So I'm very... To education, of course, my life was very, very important. And though initially I was only a graduate, but of course, the life has taught me much more. So I'm graduated by my life story.
And I really do love what you just said, which is my wife sacrificed a lot to help, which was, I think, even when you just started out in your career, like you said, you're from a middle class family, you were not what we see today. And that's what she's been through as well.
No, basically she comes from a very, very good family, and we were in middle class, well-to-do family. But she sacrificed many things. When we came to Pune and Ranbaxy, my salary was not enough to have 2 meals a day.
Really?
So we stayed in Hotel Sapna and we had one-time meal, and she sacrificed that. So we lived that life. But I'm happy today because of them. I stand here today, and then you're interviewing me because of this.
This is, I think, what is important, that people rarely get to see behind the curtain. People like to see, the great success and the massive money or whatever it may be. But it's rare people see the struggle that was there, that came up to the point where you are now. And it's really fantastic to see the nice people, reach to the points of Harvard and reach and speak with global leaders. And it really is, it warms my heart to see that, the right people are in the right place. And that's a fantastic way to look at life. So I'm aware that one of the biggest adversities that you faced in your life a couple of years ago, which is where you went almost entirely blind. Would you walk us through that story as well?
Yes, it's so happened in year 20 during COVID time. I took a vaccine to have protection, and I went in clinical trial study itself. I took in. So after 2 or 3 months, I realized my right eye से थोड़ा सा blood दिख रहा है, black spots आ रहे हैं, not visible, many things, tilted, चीजें दिख रही हैं. So then I went to my ophthalmologist, Dr. Malani here. He saw my eye, examined. He said, "Anna, तुम्हारे पीछे retina में swelling सी दिख रही है, and there is a blood clot seems developing."
Mm-hmm.
So immediately I rushed to Dr. Natarajan in Mumbai.
Yeah.
And he saw it and gave me Elia injection and to prevent further. Then I had choroiditis and many other things developed. So I cannot say it happened because of vaccine.
Yeah.
But since I had taken vaccine, so it could be.
Yeah.
Because though I wrote in ADR also, drug reaction form, but I'm not too sure it happened because of that, but it happened.
Yeah.
Then my left eye undergone a surgery and my cornea got damaged. So I lost the cornea also. So left eye became 10%, have 10% visibility. Right eye had 40% visibility. So in year 23, I went to Dr. Fogla in Apollo Hospital, Hyderabad. He gave a cornea transplant, left eye, and did my glaucoma, the surgery on right eye. And with God's grace and well wishes of my so many well wishers, I got left eye 100% back and right eye almost 75% back. So I'm back. So I believe that adversities आती है life में, कोई बात नहीं, nervous मत हो. Believe in sir. होगा, ठीक होगा. Had that patient. My family supported, my friends supported, many people traveled with me to hospitals, my family. So they all supported me.
I have goosebumps just listening to the story.
होता है life में यार, कोई बात नहीं. So this has happened with me. So
and then to overcome from that and to have that positive attitude कि यार होता रहता है.
Basically defeat sir.
Losing both your eyes is.
अरे खुद को हराओ ना यार, डरते क्यों? when you have to compete with self, haro na khud ko haro. And I believe in God. I'm a spiritual man, believe in good work, humanitarian work, pet lover. So सब जगह से आशीर्वाद मिलता है. Don't worry. संसार अच्छा है जिंदा रहने के लिए.
What a way to live life.
Sorry, I'm speaking Hindi. मैं इतना हिंदी में बोल रहा हूँ because I'm from Hindi heartland. और अंग्रेजी में थोड़ी कमजोरी होती है तो चलेगा मुझे, but I'm confident man. I can
People want to listen to the real.
This is my
true
real
voice,
true story.
To take a deep breath out of that story, to come back into the business world, are you currently retired or are you currently working on any future successful projects?
Retired word ही बड़ा complicated है. It says retire yourself.
Right.
So I have to tire myself again. So I'm getting retired.
Not a way you
I'm
live life.
helping many young kids to groom themselves,
How
to
wonderful.
run their companies. Working in my village also, where I live in Pauna, Varu, to help kids there to go to school, learn better things. Villagers को help करता हूँ. Then also sit in my board of my company, Vivaldis, my son's company, Sun Pharma Group company. Also, there is a company, Cash and Tech, which is Mohit Dan. I'm mentor of that company. Mohit has also helped me a lot during my eye problem time, another way. So I'm involved there. So I'm active.
You're active. You're still in work, yeah?
अभी सलामत हूँ जिंदा हूँ.
Tiger जिंदा.
टाइगर तो नहीं बोल सकता अपने को. अभी फेड हो जाता है आदमी के टाइम के साथ. But I'm active, still active.
Yeah. Amazing.
Very active.
Amazing. Before we close off, is there any advice that you would like to give the younger generation? People like me, people who are watching. There's a huge audience now which is quite worried with new things that have come to market. AI implementation has come. People are losing their jobs. At your level, if you had to give one advice, what would that be?
I said, somebody advises, believe in self.
Yeah.
Compete with self. Defeat yourself. Do whatever you have done today slightly in better way tomorrow. Be a self-critic. Even if you do wrong, try to correct it. Do it again and again. Don't give up. Or fight the situation. Solution हर चीज के मिलेंगे. I have no solution. कि वो AI को कैसे आप problem solve करोगे. You have to find your own solution. You have to find your own path. And I'm sure with this attitude, you'll be rewarded much more than others. So that's all my message to the young generation.
Fantastic. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Arun Khanna, a brilliant humanitarian, a philanthropist, and one of the most amazing humans I've met. Thank you very much for your time, sir.
Thanks.
Absolute pleasure.
My pleasure. My pleasure.